What's up, all you rocking people out there? My name is Scott Schertzen, alongside Mr. Obi Spencer, Mr. JD Walker, and Mr. Brandon Kaye. And welcome to the Sports Den on Spanglish World Network, Zingo TV, channel 249 and 250. Kindly make sure to rate and download the Zingo TV app when you download it. Both apps are free, so you know what? You can't beat the price. Please remember also, by the way, the Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and all smart TVs 2016 and forward. Gentlemen, it's trivia time again. I've been waiting for this. I've been looking forward to this. We have not done this in a dog's age. And you know what? By God, we're coming back to it. And we're coming back to it hard today. How you guys doing?
I'm feeling stupid already.
Hey, listen, all right, let me just clarify this real quick. I gave them each two categories of their own choosing. So if they fail, it is based on their own choices and as far as what they felt were their strongest suits. So we are not dealing with, in this case, 1906 statistics from the Indian versus Sri Lankan cricket teams here. Go ahead, please.
That was my specialty.
I was expecting. I chose obscure subjects, hoping to be able to get like one of the category right because I know how hard your questions are. But knowing that they wouldn't get them at all, I thought you'd be asking like, choose a category, answer a question like you have in the past. You totally are switching it up, so I'm in trouble.
No.
I suggested hockey for the same reason.
Well, I feel like I'm walking into a room blindfolded and it's just an obstacle course. I have no idea what's coming.
Okay, here's the way that this is going to work. Each one of you guys had two categories of your choosing. So, Brandon, in your case, basically, you had basketball and you had baseball. JD, you had basketball and football. And Obi, because you decided to go out of left field, you mentioned road cycling and golf. Which personally, I don't really think anybody's going to do anything in those categories except for probably you.
Is the answer Eddie Merckx?
No, that's actually not an answer. I don't even know who that is. Because honestly,
I
when it comes
do
to
okay with a few golf questions.
It depends on golf may be a hit or miss depending on how you go with that.
In this case here, I tried to do what I could to make them even, to not make them, like I said, brutally difficult. Sri Lankan, cricket statistics from like 1932. No, we're not going in that direction. But what will end up happening as far as this goes is each one of you, like I said, you're going to get a turn. I'm going to probably go, I think, probably down and then off to the side in that way. So I'm going to go counterclockwise. Brandon, when the time comes for you, you will get a choice of your category, in which case it is baseball or basketball. If you get it wrong, then should say it's clockwise. Then at that point, the person basically clockwise, in this case, JD, will get a chance to get the question right himself. Failing that, it's Obi. And then at that point, rotate it around continually, and winner basically takes pride, essentially. So, any questions, gentlemen?
All right. So the person whose category it is gets first shot to answer, and then the others can come in and steal if you get it wrong.
Correct.
In a circle, so no talking over each other. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so basically the questions, I geared them to what the categories were that you gave me. So it gives you a better shot for it. Now, in your case, because you and Brandon have similar categories and more popular categories, and Obi decided to go hardcore left field with some of this stuff. I don't know necessarily how well anybody's going to necessarily do here. But personally, as the MC and the guy who does not have to do anything more than come up with the questions and not have to think about answering them, I probably have more fun than any of you guys combined. So,
all right, let's roll.
Let's do it.
Let's roll.
All right. So, Brandon, we are starting off with you. I said, what's going to happen is you have basketball and baseball.
Oh, could that have been an option too?
Basketball.
Have that.
Honestly,
basketball.
I debated throwing a basketball movie reference in there too. As far as basically, this isn't one of them, but he's the only actor to appear in two Zucker brothers movies, and that's case it's Kareem because he was in Airplane. He was also in baseball. I didn't go in that direction, but I flirted with that one. But in your case right now, you have 3 questions in each category, and we'll revisit if you're not sure who basically where things are at. So, basketball or baseball. Question 1, 2, or 3. What would you like, sir?
Despite my apparel, let's go with basketball.
All right. Question 1, question 2, or question 3?
2.
All right. Shaquille O'Neal is a famous TV pitchman, rapper, actor in several bad films, and once rescued a child using only martial arts in another dimension. He also played basketball. In his career, what team did he only play 2 games with?
2 games with. I mean, I feel like I'd seen it more times, but just maybe the Celtics, the last team.
That is correct. Right off the bat, that is correct. Yeah,
It was 2.
he only played 2 games with Boston, and that was his final team too, back in 2011.
That was. I thought maybe it was like 20 games, or one of these injured seasons where he just came in like once every 2 weeks. But it was only 2 games. Wow, that's even less than I thought.
Are you sure about that?
I looked it up. It was on Basketball Reference.
He looked it up.
I would hope that the one writing the questions is at least fact checking when he's writing them.
I'm asking this because I just literally yesterday saw a comedic bit about Shaq on the Celtics, about how he had some good nights and had some bad nights, and the guy was comparing it to being old and his ability to maintain relationships with his wife. But he certainly made it sound like Shaq had more than one season with the Celtics in that bit. That's the only reason I asked.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 2 good nights and 80 bad nights. That's what it was.
That's basically what it was, yes. So, all right. JD, moving on to you, sir.
All right. We'll go with football number 2.
Football number 2. Okay. This NFL team was founded in 1920 and leads the NFL in most ties. What team is it?
The Bears.
Bingo. Yep. On the other side of the equation, you have the Jags and you have the Texans, who did not, in fact, actually have any ties as yet. Okay.
Yet is the key word, depending on what the NFL decides to do with overtime rules in the future. And that changes week to week.
So.
Which is actually surprising because they've been in the same division. And they've both been, for the most part, equally bad.
And under the new system.
Or, I mean, regardless, a tie, good or bad, but they've been in the same division. I figured maybe once that happened.
Yeah, so. All right, I just got to candle something real quick. So there we go. Okay, moving on. So yes, all right, Obi. Basically,
I will take golf.
Hold me out on air. I'm going to. What's that?
I will take golf for 3.
Okay, golf for 3. Based on the fact that you also just called me out just now.
I just got a harder question. It's no longer Tiger Woods.
Oh no, it is basically. What was his BMI level back in 2006? No. All right, so golf 3.
BMI 12.2.
Actually, I ran into a BMI thing before, but I'll tell you about it later. The United States is tops in the world with over 16,000 golf courses. What country is second?
I'm going to go. Let's see here. I want to say Scotland, but I think an Asian country like China has passed them. I'm going to go with China.
All right. Brandon, how about you?
My first instinct is Scotland, but I'm actually going to switch to Ireland or maybe Northern Ireland.
JD, how about you?
Japan.
There you go. Yes, Japan is like the U.S. has 16,000, almost 700. Japan has 3,169.
Does that include, and they have a lot of rooftop driving ranges because they don't have the space. It's actually pretty cool if you've seen videos of it.
What should I? No, I haven't. But
what's 3 and 4? What are the top 5?
I don't remember offhand. I forget the.
Because it has to be Scotland. We've got to be up there with Scotland and Ireland.
You probably were. I don't remember. I was surprised that it was 16,000 in the U.S. and then considering how small Japan really is, 3,100. I mean, you got to have one like every block. And that's a place that has a 7-Eleven on every block.
Yeah, I knew there was a lot in Japan for its land size, which is why I said Asia. And my mind went to Japan, like that's too small. Too small. It's got to be China. But I was wrong.
Also, do they count the different countries within the UK as separate countries? Like, are England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland all separate?
Yeah, that's why I said Ireland or maybe Northern Ireland, depending on how they group it or not.
Yeah, I don't remember offhand when I did this. By country. I mean,
I'm sure the Isles the British Isles all combined, and Ireland probably all together might be more than Japan. But for the purposes of this,
the site I grabbed, Japan they call it Golf Facilities. Japan is at 2383, right nipping on their heels, which was a country I did think of, but then said, no way. Was Canada with 2363.
That's right. Canada was, I think, number 3, wasn't it?
Yeah. England at 2084. They're calling it England. And then filling out the top 5, and the last country with over 1,000 that they have here is Australia.
Yeah.
Greg Norman probably built half of them himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could have. I mean,
South Africa was another one I was thinking of. Could be high on that list.
China is a pitiful 473 behind. So I was way off. Germany and France.
Geographically, you weren't that far off.
Right? No, I guess the right continent.
Yeah, exactly. So listen. China was not a bad guess. I don't think so. But all right. Anyway, Brandon, we're back to you, sir. Round 2.
Back to me. What I did baseball then.
All right. 1, 2, or 3. No glitches this time on my side.
We'll start with 1.
All right. And this one,
I don't know if 1, 2, 3 are in order of difficulty or not. Just 1, 2, 3. So I'll go with 1.
All right. For a Mets fan, this Dodger legend hit the first home run in Mets history. Who was it? I think JD knows who it is. He's got a giant smile on his face.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of that first team. Any of these names that stick as a Dodger.
You'll know the name when you hear.
I'm just gonna say.
Right, now sit down.
I'm just gonna say Cranepool.
Nah, JD.
Gil Hodges.
Bingo. Yeah, and actually, when I said you'll know the name when you hear it out, I was afraid I almost gave you an indirect hint there. I apologize. So.
I thought he might say Mays. I was like, when you said Mays played.
Mays played in the 70s with that. He went. Yeah, go ahead.
73 was his last year. With the NL pennant team where washed up Willie Mays was playing with the Mets. Duke Snyder also, I believe, was on the original Mets. He was on there. 62 or 63. I know he did actually play a few games with the Mets at the end of his career.
He played in 62. He may have played some in 63, but ironically, he ended his career with the Giants in 63. So he played all those years with the Dodgers, only to go to their rival. So.
Well, Jackie Robinson was actually traded to the Giants. He just retired instead of actually reporting to the Giants.
Fair. But I considered basically doing one on those, surprising trade type things, but I don't think I did in this one. So, all right, JD, you're already running away with this at this point, but the floor is yours.
I'll go with basketball 1.
Basketball 1. Okay. Who's the tallest player to ever play in the NBA?
George Mirasan.
Bingo. I'm not going to basically. Yeah, that was probably going to be one of the easier ones. Ironically enough, though, he is not the tallest player ever to play professional basketball. Suleiman Ali Nashnush was a straight 8 foot tall when he played for the Libyan team. So Mirazan 7'8". This dude was an even 8.
I think there was a guy in India who was 7'9". I read about a few years ago.
Curious thing when I was looking this up, Georgi Mirazan was 7'8", 315, which is an accurate, acceptable weight. But Manute Bol was 7'7", 7'8", but only 200 pounds. So when we were talking about BMI before, his BMI was actually considered underweight because the dude was 17.7 as a BMI because he was just that thin. That for that height, I ran the numbers this morning.
Yeah, just infamously skinny.
Yeah. You know, Sean Bradley was in that arena too, but I think Sean Bradley might have had like 30 or 40 pounds on the guy.
He was also, I think, 7 foot. He was 7. Bradley, I think, was 7'6". Not 7'7".
Yeah.
No, so, Bradley was not like built, but like he had some like girth to himself. He was. I wouldn't have said Sean Bradley was like skinny.
I would have considered him a little more skinny. I mean, when you look at also by comparison to the Barkleys, the Shaqs, and in this case Murazan, you look at Bradley and he is pretty much a stick by comparison. But all right, so Obi, back to you, sir.
I will take Golf for Two.
Golf for Two. Okay. Caddyshack is considered the greatest golf movie of all time. Its sequel, however, is not. What actor was the only one to appear in both movies?
I don't know his name. So I'm not gonna guess wrong to give them the opportunity to guess wrong. I know the actor, but I don't know his name, so I pass.
All right, Brandon, you want to take a crack at it, or?
Pardon me. Excuse me.
Let's go.
I know Bill wasn't in it.
Not in the second one.
I don't know. John Smith. Right. I can't think of a name.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, wow. He was great actor. Great actor.
JD, you want to run with this?
I completely blank on the actor's name right now. But I'm gonna get. It's the guy that played Danny Noonan. I don't remember his name. That would be my guess.
Chevy Chase.
What Chevy was in both of them.
He was the only one to reprise the role from the first one. He was the only one in the second movie. Yeah.
I think Ted Knight was supposed to reprise his role, but he of course died first.
Yeah. And then Jackie Mason replaced Rodney Dangerfield. And
yes, I thought it was Danny Noonan also, JD. That's why I didn't say his name. I'm like, if I say his name, it might trigger something in somebody else's.
I was going to say that also Harold Ramis did not actually direct this one either. So it was a really complicated thing. Bill Murray sued the second.
Is his name.
What's that?
Michael O'Keefe is the actor who played Noonan in the first one.
Okay. All right. All right. Brandon, back to you, sir.
Let's go back to basketball.
All right.
One.
You did. Oh, sorry. Wrong category. There we go.
Yeah. I remember which numbers. Yeah. So basketball.
Next time, I think I'll just do 1, 2, and 3, and just basically pick them in order. But 7 players in NBA history have 30,000 career points or more. Name 6.
Kareem, LeBron, Michael, MJ, Karl Malone. Where am I? 5?
Michael, is it you?
Kareem, LeBron, Michael, Kobe, Karl Malone.
Okay.
So 5. Moses? Is Moses at 6, 7?
No. So, JD?
Yeah. What was that? Kareem, Malone, LeBron, Michael, Kobe. Those were the 5, right?
Oh,
yes. I think Brandon just got it back.
I think so, but I'm not.
Come on, I know.
I'm gonna guess Shaq.
Oh,
nope. Obi, go for it. You've already got the first 5. Just roll out the sixth one.
Only one I think that wasn't on there is the big fundamental, Tim Duncan.
Yep.
Also no.
Oscar.
Nope. Dirk Nowitzki or Will Chamberlain.
Dirk always, yeah.
So it's always Chamberlain.
Yeah.
The only reason I thought it might not have been Wilt is that it's been so long since he retired that I thought he had been passed by enough players to fall out of the top 7.
But in this case here, it's like he actually reached 30,000 career points. So it's not necessarily about the top 10 or top 5, whatever the number is. It's just about the plateau of hitting 30.
Yeah.
But you got 5 of them anyway, so all y'all did.
All right, I'll half credit.
All right, fine. Give it to you. JD, how about you?
We'll go in order. Basketball 2.
Okay, dokes. What team won the NBA? What team won a championship despite the worst regular season record? I'll just take the team only. You don't have to give me the year.
Won a championship despite the worst regular season record? Like the worst. The worst team in the playoffs to make it, or like
the worst regular season record, but despite that, won in the NBA Finals and all the way through.
So out of every finals winner, which one had the worst regular season record?
Oh, okay.
Out of every finals winner, or worst team in the league?
Yeah, just the winners during that regular season.
Which
was
winner
the
had the worst ever regular season record?
So worst among other championship winners.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So much easier on my side of the fence.
Well, I was with you. I knew where you were going.
Thank you. Appreciate the system.
I have
my guess. I
have a team and almost a year.
My guess would be the Celtics.
No, sir. Oh, go for it.
I'm going to guess it was Chauncey Phillips' Detroit Pistons.
Also, no.
No.
Ooh.
Was it one of those? Was it like Walton's Blazers or one of those Bullets teams?
No.
Well, all right, Scott.
That's not well. See, here's the thing. He asked me a question, but he didn't give me an answer. So
that sounded like a Jeopardy answer of giving 2 and not 1.
Without a doubt, it is definitely a team, though. But if you want to take a shot at it or let it go.
That Sonics team. Not the Gary. Yeah, they didn't win. That first that 70s Sonics team.
Like the Dennis Johnson Sonics team in '79.
Yeah.
They beat the Sonics though. No, but the Washington then Bullets went 44-38.
All right, yeah, there you go.
No, you gave them 2 answers.
You gave the losing team.
Fine. I said either Walton's Blazers or one of those Bullets teams.
And his response was basically pick one of those. You got a 50-50 chance now. And then he went to the Sonics. I was like,
fine, split. Fine, fine. That's fair. Fine. Still half credit.
All right.
I thought the Bullets had that 44 win record the year they lost to the Sonics.
77-38 is what I looked up. So. And that was the weird. No, because I literally looked it up by which team had the worst record winning the NBA Finals.
Yeah, because I think both those teams played 2 years in a row, 78 and 79. It just the results flipped.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to, there was also one basically. What is the worst record of a team to ever reach the finals? And there was a team with a losing record.
That I know the answer to.
Yeah,
that one I believe is the '81 Houston Rockets.
Yes,
they were 42 they were 42-40.
Yeah, the only team to reach the finals despite a losing record.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I was thinking 74 Celtics was my guess. I knew it was a 70s team.
Obi?
I think I have one more golf question remaining, so let's get rid of golf before we really bore everyone with the cycling questions.
All right. Now, a birdie is 1 under par, an eagle is 2, albatross is 3 under par at a hole. What is 4 under par?
So you'd have to hole in 1, a
outside
par 5.
Yeah. It is of the Avery variety.
An owl.
Brandon?
Isn't that the good old double eagle?
No, it's still a bird.
Double eagle, I think, is the same as an albatross 3.
Oh, so
yeah. There is actually one. If you get a hole in 1 on a par 5, there's a bird for it.
Oh, it's like a pretentious one. It's like It's like one of these like fancy I think, right? It's like, what is it?
JD still got a shot.
Oh, he does. Yeah. Okay. Good.
I'll go with Peacock.
Yeah, fair. Condor.
Falcon. A what?
Yeah.
Condor.
I like Peacock.
I knew it was pretentious.
I like Peacock, JD. After I guessed Al, I was like, no, I should have gone with Peacock.
Yeah. All right, so golf is out. We're done with golf at this point. All right. All right. Mr. K, what do you say?
Baseball 1.
You got 1, 2 or 3 next time.
Oh, so 2. We'll just go back and forth.
All right. The Cleveland Indians became the Guardians starting the season. However, they have had 5 other names. Name 1, and it is not, in fact, the Cleveland Spiders that belong to a different team.
I'm just gonna guess one of the because you really, I didn't really get into.
I feel like I went through a little too hard with some of these.
I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna throw some St. Louis Wolves. I don't know.
Wolves are not a bad one. Red Wolves would have been nice. JD, you want to give it a whirl?
Weren't they called the Cleveland Naps for a bit?
They were.
For Nap LaJoy?
Yes, their captain was Napoleon LaJoy, or Nap for short. Also in there was the Broncos, the Bluebirds / the Blues, Lake Shores, or the Grand Rapid Rippers.
But the Spiders were a completely separate organization.
They were, actually. My first thought was Cleveland Spiders because you hear about that, so much from the worst record ever. But no, that was actually a different team that became like a Toledo team and disappeared, before the 19th century or before the 20th century.
Yeah, because it was they were a National League team, and then the original Cleveland franchise in the American League a few years later.
All right, so Mr. Walker, you have 1 basketball and 2 football remaining.
I'll go football.
All right, go for the first one in this case. Keep it simple. 2 teams are 0-4 in the Super Bowl. Name them.
Vikings and the Bills.
Done.
You see my eyes light up when JD paused for a second? For just a second, I was like, oh!
I didn't actually because I was looking at the screen, but I'm going to go back. Okay, 27:54-ish roughly in the time. So I'm going to look at that, check that out. Okay, so right now, Obi, you're done with golf. How about some road cycling? You want to go that way with this?
Let's try that. Let's try some cycling. Let's see what questions you dug up for this.
All right. Okay, road cycling has been a mainstay of the Olympics for decades. In what Olympic was road cycling added to the Olympics?
You're saying what year, location? That
I'll take year. I will take the number. Either one is fine with me.
Let's go with 76.
The 76th Olympiad?
No, 1976.
I know. Brandon?
I was close to that. I'm going to go 72. I feel like
JD?
that feels like a cycling year for some reason.
Just keep going back another 4 years.
I'm thinking this second one in Paris, 1900.
He's the closest one. Actually, it was 1896. It was the first one. Road cycling was part of the original Olympiad. The women's division ended in 1984, but the men's one has been around literally since the beginning. So
that might be the only non-track and field event I think that has been in every one.
Well, some of the other questions should be a little easier going forward in that. But Brandon, you want to roll?
Let's do it. Back to baseball.
Back into baseball. All right. Let me just check something real quick.
Where I have a stellar record.
You have one left in baseball.
Let's do it.
Make sure.
Let's knock it out.
All right. A League of Their Own somehow turned 30 years old this year. The lead role of Dottie Hanson was played by whom?
I don't know her name, but she was in Beetlejuice and other things. Come on. I know. Literally, I could see her face and hear her voice.
Well, that's because you asked the only one of us who was born after that movie came out. Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yes.
There it is.
Well, he is technically correct as far as the fact that it was that lady from Beetlejuice, and she drove off a cliff at the end with Susan Sarandon, and she's also, I believe, married to Jeff Goldblum for a while.
And she's an Olympian.
That is true. Archery, isn't it?
Yes.
Nice. So, all right, JD, you got a basketball and you got a football left.
We'll go with basketball.
All right. 5 NBA players have played 1,500 career games or more. Give me 3 of them.
5 players, 1,500 career games or more.
Correct.
Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
Vince Carter. Robert Parrish.
Yeah. Want to keep going and finish it out?
Moses Malone.
No.
Kevin Willis.
Nope.
Kobe.
Oh. Dirk Nowitzki and John Stockton. But you got 3.
John Stockton. Who was the other one?
Dirk Nowitzki. Going back to him again.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Robert Parrish leads the NBA with 1,611 career. Kareem second, 1,560.
Is Garnett anywhere in that list? That's who I was thinking of. Young drafty. Yeah.
LeBron's got to be coming close.
Mm-hmm. He probably. I should look that up.
Years away.
But if he goes another 4 or 5 years, he can do it.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah.
Well, mainly because those guys all played over 20 years, and all played 19 or 20 years or more, and LeBron's only at 19 so far. Mm-hmm. So probably
only at 19.
Only in 19 compared to
only 19 years at this point. Yeah,
right.
I mean, Kobe only did 20. So. All right.
Kobe missed big chunks due to injury towards the end, though. So that's probably what kept the number of total games down.
Could be, but yeah, LeBron, he might get there. He might break 1,500 at some point. Obi, you got 2 road cyclings left. So
number 2,
we'll take number 2. Yes, with 13 wins last season, Tadej Pogačar is considered the runaway leader last season. What country does he hail from?
Okay, don't get this wrong. So,
just say his name again.
Tadej
Pogačar. Tadej Pogačar.
I believe there's 2 countries. I always get them confused. So this is a clue. See, if it's not this one, Brandon, it's when it sounds exactly like it. Slovenia.
It is Slovenia. Yes, that's correct. We're going to say Slovakia.
No, there's another S country that's like good in sports, and you hear it all the time in the Olympics. Is he the same place as Doncic?
That I didn't look up. To be fair,
I think he's the same place as Doncic. And then where's Joker from?
That I didn't look up either.
Latvia, I think.
That was the other one. I always get those 2 like.
Yeah, road cycling is not my thing. I actually found a way to, but basically forget how to ride a bike twice in my life. No joke.
There we go. Hey, I finally got one on my subject.
There you go. All right,
as
Brandon.
To one of Brandon's that JD gets first. Stupid circle.
Stupid Scott and his stupid rules that keep me from winning. The stupid ass guy with a fucking stupid face. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. All right, Brandon, let's look over that last basketball question. Brandon, you got 1 question left here. Kobe played 20 years with the Lakers. What year did he start playing?
96.
There you go. Yeah.
Almost for the Hornets.
Yes, that is true.
So. There was actually a meme I saw earlier today where somebody found the TNT draft footage from the NBA draft in 1996, and it had strengths and weaknesses for Kobe, and the weaknesses for Kobe was doesn't pass, doesn't like teammates.
The scouting report.
They nailed it.
Fairly accurate. Yep.
True indeed. But, you take it for what he got you. All right. JD, you got one football left.
All right.
This New York Jet is the only player in team history with over 750 career points. Additionally, he actually ended his career with 1,470 points in his 18-year career. Who was he?
Pat Leahy?
What was it?
Was it Pat Leahy? I think he was a kicker. He was a kicker forever.
Yeah. Yes, he was the kicker for all 18 years. He has the team record also for 250 games played with the team. Yet, curiously enough, never had his number retired.
Because he was a kicker.
Why should he?
And he was a kicker for like 18 years, and he wasn't even, and he was after Super Bowl free, so it's not like for a team that won anything. Yeah,
but you know what, though? You dedicate 18 years to gangrene. You set the record by a more than 2-1 margin over like the next highest, point scorer, and you spent an entire year. I mean, yeah, a kicker is not the most glorious position, but you kind of win it in longevity.
I don't even think he's the best Jets kicker in history.
Nah, but you know what? It's 18 years and 1,400 career points. When your next highest is 1720 or 729, I consider it at least.
And this right here,
for 18 teams anymore, let alone 18 years.
This right here is why Scott thinks anyone should be able to make a 22-yard field goal, because kickers don't get the respect because they only have one job.
Hey, I have kicked a 25-yarder. If my fat ass can do it, and these guys can do it too. Okay.
I will say it is a travesty that Ray Guy is not in the Hall of Fame.
Fair. So, all right, Obi, you got the one left.
But if anybody should be that's a punter, it's him.
Fair.
All right.
Yeah. Or Jeff Fiegels, I would consider that too, possibly. How many Tour de France titles was Lance Armstrong stripped of?
7.
Correct. Okay.
I object to those strippings.
I've had some questions about that myself. Obi, 1, 2. All right, Obi, you got.
It's just like baseball. Everybody was cheating, so he was the cheaters.
Yes. I mean, everyone
he's the Houston Astros of cycling.
No, he's not. I mean, everyone else got caught cheating while they were cheating. They didn't catch him for 10 years or so after he was done.
He's more like the Barry Bonds of cycling.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he was cheating. Yes, he got caught later, after the fact. But he was the best in where literally the entire among group and literally the entire sport was cheating.
Yes.
But it's about the one that gets singled out. So you got to go with the guy who basically motivated, LaFleur in dodgeball.
Yeah.
What's next? We're gonna hear these guys that run the Iditarod or are taking PEDs to stand on their sled.
PEDs for the dog.
Happened.
Dude, I was not surprised.
The dogs. Yeah, he's shooting up the dogs.
And the people
Dude, would you be surprised if they did that? I wouldn't.
No.
I mean, they're probably not taking PEDs like steroids. They're probably taking like Adderall.
Could be. Yeah. Because in this case, if you give Adderall to, here's the thing. I don't know the supply actually that
just send them out there.
There's a big player taking monkey testosterone in the 1880s. Any kind of competition, people will find athletic competition. People will find some way for an advantage, chemical enhanced or otherwise.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my theory is with Adderall to a dog, a small amount would probably be.
I wasn't talking about the dog. I was talking about the guys riding the sled.
No, but
I mean, the dogs are going to take other drugs, not Adderall.
But see, you could actually, I'd say in theory. Listen, dude, I'm married to a veterinarian. These questions come up on my side because I guarantee Robin's probably dealt with it. At some point in her life, Robin's probably dealt with someone giving Adderall to a dog.
Oh,
so
I'm
she
sure.
probably knows. Yeah, she probably knows firsthand. My theory is it would probably give the dog a seizure, but just like certain things like grapes, chocolate, and pot does. By the way, you can't feed pot to a dog. Anyway, so
and remember that on Thursday, Jerseyites.
Yes. Oh boy, yeah. Remember that. Yeah, tomorrow's 420. So yeah, do not
feed your dog your new legal medical weed,
and do not smoke in front of them. Also, that will give them seizures and kill them. This fact brought to you by the Sports Den. All right. Do you want to take a guess who won today?
J.D. Walker by a lot.
Yes. So 2-2-9.
Wait. I tied.
Are my half credit points in there?
You want half credit points? If Obi signs off on your half credit point, I will allow it.
It is my tradition to lose in sports trivia. So, Mr. K, take a half a point.
Sure, thank you.
I'll give you my 2. But JD, congratulations! You freaking ran away with this, man.
That was why when you did the episode a while ago, that I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I was just starting with you guys, so I wasn't on every week. And I watched that. I said, I know most of these. I could probably kick all of their asses. Here we are.
Okay. Well, congratulations. You did that. So now going forward, I got to make this a lot more complicated for you. On the grounds that basically you ran away with it. So when and if we do this again, I am going to make them ridiculously difficult for you to basically level the playing field. You're too smart for this. Go ahead.
No. I don't think that's right. I think it's up to Brandon to remember to choose subjects only you stand a chance in.
There is true. I was gonna say he did steal a lot. Maybe I shouldn't have done that in that direction.
It was just a lot of the overlapping of.
Yeah, I mean, I still think JD answered more of his own questions than anybody else did. But he had the opportunity to steal. I mean, I had an opportunity to steal Brandon question though too on those points, and I missed Kareem of all people because I was
JD stole 4 questions in this case,
so he got 5 of his own right. So
admittedly,
yeah.
I benefited from my in the wheel there, picking up ones that Brandon missed. So we can switch that up next time. We can pick we'll pick sports that next time I'll pick sports I'm not as good at.
We blame Eduardo on this because Eduardo put us in the positions we were in. So,
or better yet, we each pick the 2 sports and then we get questions from the 4 other sports.
Ooh.
So
I was trying to make it easier that way because I mean, golf and road cycling. Honestly, you asked my opinion. I figured you had the best shot at this because you would be able to pick up on the other ones. Okay, but if road cycling and golf were your strongest suits, I figured they wouldn't be able to match. I really thought you were going to have an edge on that.
That was my plan, but JD smashed his own stuff. I mean, let's first give total props to JD because he did smash his own questions. Mm-hmm. And he didn't let anything that I knew get by him. Whereas the stuff I had, nobody else got, right? I don't think anyone got any of the golf questions or the one question that scared me was the Chevy Chase question because I thought it was going to be same guy JD did, and I couldn't remember his name. But yeah, I mean, it should be hard. I don't mind it being hard. We got to take time. We got to pass the questions around. See how someone comes up with an answer.
What's that?
There was one of the golf questions I got.
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, you did get Japan on that one. Yeah, because Obi went with China and you went with I forget where Brandon went with on that, but yes.
Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Well, it's not the worst. It's not the worst.
Same way I went Bullets and Bill Walton's Blazers. So it was 50-50.
Next time I could always go with like sports movies, sports TV shows. Weird shows that, oh my God, that actually had a spin-off. Like, for example, League of Their Own was a TV show. It didn't last long. So, all right. So congratulations, Mr. Walker. You rocked this and then some. So kudos to you. You get my praise and possibly some quiet animosity from the other 2 in this case, but that's on them, not on me. So with about 10 minutes left at this point, this is the Sports Den. So as always, you can find us on SSW Sports Den and also Spanglish World Sports Den as well. And also as a subsidiary of Streampunk Sports. Find us that way too. Any questions you got there? So with about 10 minutes left, I figured basically I'm going to go in a little bit of a rant. You guys can fill in as you want to about if you got any kind of rantage going on. The USFL started this weekend. So for the first time since pretty much early June 1985, my New Jersey Generals played a football game. By playing a football game, I kind of mean squandered a guaranteed victory and pulled defeat from the jaws of victory. We had this whole random thing before the show started and actually flew into the show itself about the ability of a kicker to kick a 22-yard field goal from the right hash mark, which in turn went wide left. The ability to go that hardcore of an angle is honestly remarkably impressive from that level. So my New Jersey Generals in the first game that they've had since 1985 lost 28-24, which means that their losing streak has now expanded to almost 37 years. Did you guys by any chance happen to see the USFL this weekend?
I did not see the USFL, but what I did see in shocking fashion was that Davion Smith of the Pittsburgh Maulers, who got cut, blew up Twitter for getting cut from a USFL team. So, I mean, I'm still not fully sure exactly what happened. I get that he ordered the wrong food and he did it in a way that may or may not have been nice. And I don't even want to get into that, but kudos to USFL for having this whole thing explode on Twitter because...
Wait, what is this with food? I didn't hear this.
Okay,
do tell. Do tell.
So I think it was something where they were. It was either before or after the game that the players were ordering food in the hotel, or they only had the option for chicken salad, and this guy wanted pizza. So he said, and they said, we have chicken salad. That's it. Is that okay? He said, no, that's not okay. I want pizza. And allegedly there may have been other words exchanged, and whether that's actually true is a source for debate. But the coach cut him for ordering pizza instead of in chicken salad because they claimed that he had an attitude with the hotel staff.
Here's the thing. These guys are hotel sequestered for a solid 2 months. The curious thing about the USFL, and I think, JD, you talked about the fact that this was a cost-saving move, which it well could be. But these guys have to work with the hotel staff. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying what it is. These guys have to work with the hotel and the hotel staff for 2 straight months. It sucks to actually be housebound hotel bound for that long. I'm not going to argue that point. But in this case, they have to have a good, solid, strong relationship with the hotel because the hotel at any point could revoke access legally, and they could do so. They have the written right to be able to, kick anybody out at their discretion. So in the interest of making sure the hotel stays happy and the league in general, the needs of the many outweighs the needs of the few, or in this case, the one.
Yeah, I think one of the issues with the AAF a few years ago was that the hotels were kicking them out because they weren't because the cards were getting declined from
the well, dude, the AAF. I mean, it was so belly up by the end of it that when the league folded, the players had to get home on their own. So if you were playing for San Diego and you live around here, you're on your own. Sorry, you got to figure it out on your way back. And
all the employees, all the players, they didn't even pay for a way for them to get home. That was
the XFL did. The XFL made sure they were covered and paid the employees through the end of the year, so they at least had to get
This is one of those places where sports becomes literally like the real world. Like, I don't want people losing their jobs, anybody in any field. But sometimes we forget it's a real company and a real job. And if your company goes belly up, goodbye. I was in a company that went belly up, middle of the day, got laid off. Wait a second. My ride doesn't come until 6. My wife has a job too. Yeah, well, we're closing up shop. Take your box and figure it out. That's all they had to offer.
But you're not on the other side of the country.
I was not on the other side of the country, but it's still the idea is you work a job and the company goes belly up. And it sucks. And yes, it's horrible, but there's no money to move people around because there's no money. The company went belly up.
And yet, like I said, the
XFL is in a different circumstances. At least Vince McMahon has money to at least pay to get employees home. The funding for the AAF was sketchy at best from the beginning.
Actually, the football was sketchy at best too. I mean, that was
and also the football.
Low. This had 9-7.
I will say that the football, particularly that Generals game, was decent. Not great, but
maybe they would have won if they had pizza.
Yeah, but better than the AF at least. I didn't really watch any XFL, but it reminded me of like one take I saw on it, which I agree with, was it reminded me of those bowl games that nobody cares about. Like the random corporate sponsorship bowl games in December that are just background noise at family gatherings. But it's football. Put it on the TV so nobody puts on politics.
The Panera Bread mac and cheese bowl.
Yeah, crap.
Those games, yeah.
Bowl, pizza bowl, whatever. Those kind of bowl games. But it was it was football. It was okay, but it wasn't the best. But I've seen way worse. So comparable to a mid-level college game.
Now, one of the things that I wanted to mention that I think, and credit to Fox on this, I didn't see this so much on FS1 or USA, but the use of the drone cameras. JD, you and I talked, we got about 3 minutes. JD and I talked about this, that for starters, although they looked like giant bugs on your screen, they provided camera angles that nobody had ever seen before, because they were able to do stuff with the drones that added this really cool level to a lot of the, the viewership opportunities, coming in across the stadium and then down underneath the players. And it was happy to watch the giant bug on screen, but like I said, the camera angles were really cool as hell.
I'm still waiting for when one of those drones accidentally hits a player or a coach or something.
What happens when they take a 5-step drop back and he's trying to heave it 50 yards downfield and he hits one of these drones mid-air?
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. I was because my partner and I were talking about that while watching it for a bit. What happens? What is the rule if that happens? I don't know. I was thinking of the rule. I thought of the rules of what happened. What happens when a fly ball hits a catwalk in a Tropicana field. It would probably be something similar to that. But what's the football equivalent of a ground rule double? How does that work?
Or when Randy Johnson hits a bird.
Or basically whoever that guy was that hit a bird with against the Mets in 1987. Hit a bird in midair, and then the ball girl had to carry a dead bird carcass across the field.
Or Randy Johnson just exploding a bird by accident.
Yeah.
Or Manu Ginobili grabbing a bat out of midair.
Oh my goodness. That was great.
That was a boss move.
I'm also waiting to see because I think it was Kurt Schilling that when they started using the umpire review cameras, that he just took a bat and just smashed the heck out of one of those very expensive cameras. I'm waiting for Jeff Fisher to go take a baseball bat to one of the drones or something. Games were a great source of fun.
They were. I don't think the league is going to be able to match up with the XFL because it can't match up with The Rock and Danny Garcia money. But
Right.
I like it basically because, again, my 10-year-old self has this league back, and I'm excited as heck for that because August 1st, 1986 really sucked for me because I lost my Generals. The league folded, and it was tough on me at that point.
I mean, the odd thing is it's an older brand, but it is a more successful brand than the XFL. The XFL has never put together 2 seasons in a row, has it? And the Generals,
no,
and the USFL had 3 solid seasons and just tried to move too fast. And that was the big deal for the US, and then they flamed out.
Yeah. But they do well.
The first XFL was the last one to actually complete a season, though.
Yes, yeah. Way back in 2000 or 2001, whatever it was. We got to wrap this up at this point. But thank you guys as always. I appreciate it. I'd like to actually delve a little more into the USFL in its own point, whether or not it's going to match up with the XFL. By the way, in 2 hours from now on Tales from the Film Set, we're going to be breaking down casting choices and actually who almost played what, such as Hugh Jackman playing Jack Sparrow, Neo being played by Will Smith, and also Sandra Bullock as Neo as well. Anyway, I'm Scott, Brandon Kaye, Obie Spencer, and Mr. J.D. Walker, our winner of trivia. I'm Scott Schertzen. Thanks as always. Stay awesome.